Okay, so for problem 2-47, now we're going to use what's called a comparison mat. So you can find this on your eTools. When you go to backgrounds, you open up tiles, you go to backgrounds, and you're going to choose expression comparison mat. And it's just going to have two of your expression mats, but they'll be labeled left and right. This is what we will use for the next couple days. Um, I like them because you can show two expressions and then see which one is larger. And really, that's the whole motivation behind our lesson today. So if we look at 2-47 in our ebook, they want you to look at the example, and this is how they have it built. They have it, it looks like this. And then so there's your left side. And then they have some more built, another like a expression built on the right side. If I can get it built here real quick. These things don't pick up very easily. And one of these. All right. So then when we look at these, the first thing we want to do is think about how we would write this as an expression. So my left one, well, I have an x, I have -2, I have +2, and down on the bottom I have -3. On this side, I have an x, I have +2, I have a -3, and then I have a +2 or a negative of a -2. So now I'm going to look at ways to simplify it, or not simplify it, but just compare it. So when I look at this, well, I can see that this is the same and this is the same. So those have the same amount. Then if you think about our lesson on Friday, we took out zeros. Remember how we made zeros with opposites or negatives? So if I'm going to look at my tiles, I'm going to consider the ones that are the opposite of each other first. Well, I can clearly see these two are opposites and these two are opposites. So this is a -1, this is a +1. So -1 plus +1 is 0. So that's going to be a 0. So I'm going to take those off. Same with this one, that's going to be a 0. So now that I don't have that anymore, this expression now looks like x minus 3. And we could actually see that here when we have this. Now I'm going to look at my right side. Again, I'm going to look for pairs of opposites. So I see a pair here, so I'm going to take those off, and a pair here. So then I know this is a -1, but I know that this is a -1 of 1, and this is a negative of a -1. So I know that this is a positive. So one of these is positive and one of these is negative. So that also makes a pair. So that leaves me with x minus a -1 or x plus 1. Then when I think about, well, which one is going to be larger or greater, well, my x and my x are equal. So we don't have to consider them as far as equality or greater than or less than in this situation. Here I have 3 negatives, but up here if I wanted to switch this one out to a positive, so now I have 3 negatives because we took our x's out. So now I'm left with a -3 and a +1. If I think about a number line and where those are located, 1 is on the right side of 0, and -3 is on the left side of 0. So I would think about which one of those is larger. Well, 1 is larger, so my right side is going to be my greater expression.